In this next video, I'm going to show you a super easy way to use breadcrumbs and egg to coat your jointed chicken pieces. Start by preheating your oven at 180 degrees centigrade or gas mark 4. Next, you're going to need a lined baking tray, 200 grams of plain flour, 3 whole eggs whisked, and then the equivalent of 4 slices of bread, which is about 200 grams of breadcrumbs. You can buy breadcrumbs already done for you, but it's just as easy to do them yourselves. All you'll need are 4 slices of bread left out in the air to go stale. I find it's a really good way to use up the 2 ends of a loaf that nobody ever wants. Leave them to go stale and then put them into a food processor and whisk them up. Start off by putting just a few pieces of chicken at a time into your flour. Get them coated like so. Dust off any excess and into the egg wash like so. Okay. Coat them in egg. Again, if you want to save your fingers from getting really sticky, you can always use a fork. Once you've coated them in egg, into the breadcrumbs. Make sure it's thoroughly coated. Okay. I'd use separate utensils for all these different jobs, otherwise you'll find that your fingers will get absolutely covered in these ingredients. So once you've dusted your pieces of chicken in flour, then you've put them in the egg and then coated them in breadcrumbs, which will stick to the egg nicely. You can then transfer them onto your lined oven tray. Now that my chicken is all fully coated in the flour, egg wash and breadcrumbs, it's now ready to go into the oven. So remember, we've been preheating that oven at 180 degrees centigrade or gas mark 4, and these will need to cook for anything between 25 minutes to 30 minutes. But what I'll do is I will use a temperature probe just to make sure that everything is cooked all the way through. Remember to use oven gloves when putting things into the oven, not just when you're taking things out, because although the tray will be cold, the inside of the oven and all the shelves will be extremely hot. So just in case, you don't want to accidentally catch yourself. Okay, I'm now going to use a temperature probe just to check that my chicken is cooked all the way through to the right temperature. I'm looking for it to reach at least 75 degrees centigrade. So start off by turning it on and just make sure that it's working. Okay, and just make sure that it's reading the right sort of temperature, so it should be about room temperature-ish. Make sure that it's reading the right measurement, so I'm looking for centigrade, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put the probe into the thickest part of the chicken. Okay, making sure that we're not going all the way through to the bottom of the pan. Making sure we're not touching the sides of a hot tray. We just want to read the temperature of the chicken. Let me just move this a bit closer so that you can see around, so you can see a bit better that look, it's well past 75 degrees centigrade. Okay, so that is fine to eat. Make sure that once you've finished with your temperature probe that you switch it off and that you clean and sanitize the end that's going to be touching food again. And there you have your finished breaded chicken.